Hello, welcome to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquig. Squigs here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Shadowrun Hong Kong. We're on episode 8. We are now officially no longer Bumpy McSquigums, at least not in this context here. We are Squigs, that's our street name, we're going to roll with it, and Kindly Cheng said, "Get out of my parlor, I don't want to talk to you no more, you a leader." Also, we have this cool yellow arrow down here, which I have no idea what it does. Oh, cool. So they've all gained level 2, I guess. We have We have Gobbet the Rat Shaman, or Robert the Gat Shaman. We have Duncan Wu, or Gun Show, Security Specialist. And we have Isobel the Decker. And apparently we can get a couple different things here. Alright, what's this? Territoriality? Sure. Augment skill range combat. Gobbet spends some more time at the firing range, increasing her range combat skill and the SMG sorry, there's double ands there, guys. Threw me off. And SMG specialization by 1. Or we can go with the Spiritualist. Spirits will never break away in the first 2 rounds after summoning them. That sounds pretty good. I like that. I'm not sure which is the right play. I imagine we're going to continue down a path here. Alright, we're just going to go with Spiritualist. I'm just... boom. It's going to do it. I'm not going to think about it. It's just going to happen, alright? Cool. Alright, we're going to go to Gun Show here. Lethal Force. Firepower round. Sure. Duncan gains an assault rifle ability that fires a single shot of incendiary ammo. Does an additional 2 damage and pierces up to 2 armor. Huh. Cool. Or we can go with crowd control. Duncan gains a rifle ability that does 2 AP damage and imbalances the target, making them easier to hit on subsequent attacks. This ability cannot do critical damage, costs 1 AP, and it has a 2-turn cooldown. That's interesting. I'm not sure which one is going to be the better of the two. Okay, what's this? Duncan's Subdue ability has its cooldown reduced from 3 rounds to 2. Modded Flashbang. Duncan's standard equipment now includes a new Flashbang that has a larger AoE, increased by 1 tile in all directions. The Shock Baton. Gains a new weapon, a melee range Shock Baton. It does 4 HP damage and 2 AP damage per hit, but must be recharged every 2 hits. And finally a Gas Grenade. Or we can go the other way where we just murder fools. Left, right, and center. I think we're going to go with the Lethal Force because I like to kill fools. So that's going to be the play. We're going to confirm it, and boom, it is done. I guess. I mean, I could be making complete, total, and utter mistakes here, but there's no way to be absolutely certain. It does not look like we can change anything. Alright, cool. And finally, Isobel the Decker. Alright, Sabotage, a mini launcher, okay. Isobel's grenade launcher can now fire remote mines, which can be triggered to detonate at will. It's kind of interesting. Or we can get Tar Blaster. Isobel gains a Tar Blaster 1.0 program, an upgraded version of Blaster that also sticks enemies in place for 1 round. I think we're going to let her go the Deckard side of things. I like it. She can go the Deckard side of things. It's like Deckard Cain, but not. Alright, why do they all have like these little arrows on them? I guess it's confirmed. Alright, we can exit. I guess we did what we did, and it's time for us to leave. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right corner of the screen will open the crew advancement menu. When this icon is highlighted, 1 or more of your companions is eligible to learn a new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose 1 of 2 possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. Good luck, Commander. Alright, so there we go. And at this point, it looks like we go back to the Hole of Boats. So it's like Holland Oats, but totally different. It has nothing to do with them at all, in fact. But we are here at Safe Boat, and we shall go on. Alright, we have a hatch. We have a mission computer, which is pretty sexy. Let's go over here. Here's my place to chill. Let's talk to Duncan, see what he has to say. Gun Show, what's up, buddy? Wu's cabin appears to be the only clean spot on the boat hole. The bolt hole. His equipment is nearly neatly laid out on his bed, grouping by type arranged just so. He is cleaning his weapons with meticulous care. Well, that's that, I guess. We're runners now. Yep, think it's time to catch up. I forgot to ask about benefits. Think we get medical and dental care? Something on your mind, gun show? Woo holds up a palm. Don't. Just don't. When we're alone, it's either Duncan or Woo, or Duncan Woo, or Woo, Duncan, Big Daddy, something. No, it's fine. Gun show doesn't live here. Gun show don't live here no more. Woo looks down the barrel of his gun, brushes off some dirt, and yeah, there's plenty on my mind. That's why I'm doing equipment maintenance. The discipline of it helps me focus, process. What about you? You look like you want to talk about something. I want to talk about Raymond. Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. I can't get that dream I had out of my head. You said you had one too, right? Yeah, yours sounded like a nasty one. I don't remember much about mine. I was pretty creeped out by our run into the walled city. Between that and all the drama, I'd be surprised if I didn't have a nightmare. He shrugs. Was the walled city in your dream? Of course the walled city was in my dream. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? He gives you a lopsided grin. Was it in your dream too? Sure looked like it. Slums start to look alike after a while, right? Maybe. I suppose it could have been anywhere. Sure looked like it. I'm not sure I'm surprised. The walled city is more than just another slum and a sprawl. Hell, it is a sprawl. Of course we dreamed about it. The feeling I had there has stayed with me. It felt thick, heavy, and I got this overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, wretchedness, I guess. What do you remember about yours? Just little snatches of things. He puts his hands on his hips and concentrates. The walled city was breathing, and it had teeth everywhere. And there was a tunnel that was so bright that I had to shut my eyes, and Raymond was there. He was either kneeling or lying down, I can't remember which, but he was crying. That's what made me wake up, the sound of my father crying. Did it feel any different from any of the other nightmares you've had? He takes his time, thinks about his answer a bit before he responds. You know how sometimes you'll be mad at a friend in a dream and then wake up and still be mad at him? Then you treat him like he did something wrong when you see him? It kind of felt like that to me, like I dreamed I was swimming toward a bright light, and when I woke up, I was out of breath from the effort. Alright, let's talk about something else. Alright, I want to talk about Raymond. Okay, shoot. What do you think's going on with him? I don't know, Bumpy. He was clearly obsessed with the walled city and whatever prosperity is. He sounds like a sleepwalker trying to stumble his way through a dream or something, a sleepwalker who hires shadowrunners. Whatever he was doing, he knew it would be dangerous, from triad bosses. Raymond was smart as hell. If he thought he needed runners to take him into that place, he needed them. Why do you think he came to Hong Kong? Well, he's from here, isn't he? It sounds like he had unfinished business that he needed to take care of before, I don't know, you think he's dying? Maybe. Just something to think about. Did he say anything about me after I left? You know Raymond, Bumpy, he taught us what he wanted to teach us, told us what he wanted us to know. Everything else was met with a wall of good-natured silence. He used to say, you are the master of the unspoken word, Mr. Wu. Once it is out of your mouth, it is out of your control. So no, after you left, he never said a word about you. Not a word. Alright, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about being Shadowrunners. Grin, big thumbs up, no? Okay. What's there to say? I worked my ass off to pull myself out of the gutter and make something of my life. I did what it took to earn my bronze, and now I'm a mercenary hiding in the shadows of a foreign country doing dirty jobs that corps need to keep off the books. It's pretty much the reverse of everything I ever wanted. You seem to be taking it pretty damn well, so let me ask you something. You said you thought that Raymond was alive too, that we'd run the shadows until we could figure out what happened to him. Was that true? Yes. For me, this is all about finding out what really happened to Raymond. No, that was just what I told Kindly. Wu nods, clearly satisfied. Good. Good that we're on the same page. I feel better knowing that. What's your opinion of Kindly Cheng? I'd say she's got us right where she wants us, right under her thumb. What do you want to talk about specifically? What do you think she wants from us? As long as her network keeps delivering information about Raymond, I don't care. Well, at least for now. We need to stay with her. We have no other connections in Hong Kong. Without her, we're dead in the water. You think we can trust her? A triad boss and an underground fixer? No, I don't think we can trust her. But as long as we all share the same goals, we should be okay. I wish that I had your confidence. Makes sense. As long as we serve her interests, she doesn't have a reason to screw us over. That woman is a snake. I don't trust a word that comes out of her mouth. Makes sense. Exactly. It's simple. She provides jobs, we do jobs. She gets info about Raymond and that plastic-faced man, and we figure out what the hell is going on. We figure out what's going on. She doesn't end up in the trunk of a car at the bottom of the river. Sure. Everybody wins. What about this plastic-faced man? Creepy dudes are nothing new to me. Even well-dressed, creepy corporate dudes. Between the gangers we grew up with and the crap that I've run into as a cop, I've seen all kinds. I just want to know who he is and who he works for. We should keep an eye on Strangler Bayo. We should keep an eye on everybody, and that guy is definitely no exception. I've seen plenty of cold killers in the Barrens, and plenty more since I joined Lone Star. This guy's the real deal. I'm not sure if he knows what the word remorse even means. You should still steer clear of him. Screw that guy. I'm just saying, watch your back. Since you don't appear to be doing a very good job of it. Let's talk about something else. Alright, let's talk about Gobbet and Isobel. Dibs on Gobbet. They seem competent, considering how young they are, but then again, they sound like they've been taking care of themselves since they were pretty young. The three of us work together well in the walled city. Based on that, I bet the four of us would make a solid crew. Do you trust them? As far as I trust any runner, yeah, it's like Raymond used to say, trust and verify. They haven't given me a reason not to trust them, so until they do, I'll believe what they say and keep my eyes open. Let's talk later. Later's good. I want to do some cardio, work off some steam. Then it's rack time for me. You should do the same, Bumpy. A couple hundred push-ups would do you good. Yes, it would. Also, my elbow would probably break, but that's okay. That's okay. We can build back up to it. We can build back. Well, maybe not a couple. Did I ever do a couple hundred? No, it was always over 100 though. It was like 145, 165, somewhere in that range. That's about what I do. And no, not all at once, guys. I had a workout regimen for a while, and then I got lazy and bored and probably wounded or hurt in some way. It's fine. I don't think so, Duncan, but hey, knock yourself out. Please, I could bust out 200 in my sleep. Thanks for the offer, but I'll go have a drink instead. I could bust out 200 in my sleep. He raises an eyebrow. I'd love to see that sometime, but for now, you should clear out. I want to get started, and this cabin isn't big enough for the two of us. Alright, well, let's clear out. Let's go upstairs and talk to our other compatriots. Oh, Isobel! Isobel's cabin is an exercise in controlled chaos. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Her living space is utterly dominated by an enormous jury-rigged computer. Serpentine cables snake from component to component, tying dozens of obsolete terminals and cyberdecks together into a single colossal machine. Because that totally works. This is my personal machine. If you're looking for your mission computer, it's downstairs. She doesn't bother looking up. You can see that she's elbow deep in the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck, one of a half dozen that's been wired into her computer with braided cables. Actually, I was hoping to talk to you. Got a second? Yeah, I've seen it. I like this better. Thanks. She continues to study cyberdeck's inner components, clucking her tongue. Skinny fingers dart in to label a stray wire with a strip of electrical tape. So, you need something? I guess so, yeah. Can I ask you a few questions? You want to crawl out of that computer and talk to me face to face? You must be pretty absorbed by what you're doing, huh? Yeah, sorry, this is a delicate process and you're interrupting me in the middle of it. We can talk, but you're going to have to be okay with me doing this at the same time. Alright, well, should I come back another time? No, it's fine. I can multitask. I mean, if it bothers you, you can try coming back later, but I'll probably still be working. From behind, you see your shoulders lift into a shrug. Your choice. Let me ask you a few questions then. She leans in, scrutinizing the innards of an obsolete deck. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Have you been having weird dreams recently? Her body goes still. Yes, I think everybody has. Me too. I've been having horrible nightmares. I was just curious, not trying to make a big deal over it. You want to tell me about what your dream was about? No, not particularly. I don't remember much anyway. I've gotten good at forgetting things related to that place. Slowly, she begins rummaging through the guts of an obsolete cyberdeck again. I'm not interested in talking about my dreams, Squigs. I just want to work on my computer in peace. That's quite a machine you're working on. Care to tell me about it? She's my pet project. I call her the Octopus. Yeah, that's pretty fair. She waves a hand at the tangle of thick power cables that radiate out from the machine's central core. You might be able to guess why. Did you do all this yourself? Impressive work. How well does it perform? Could you build me one? She's a monster. She yanks a fried chip from the deck's motherboard and neatly sets it aside, then fumbles in a nearby bin for a replacement. An absolute beast. What is this thing made of? Why bother building your own machine? Don't you earn enough to buy something new? Whatever I could find, busted terminals, obsolete cyberdecks, aftermarket memory from Maximum Law's dumpster. Scavengers would kill us for this stuff in the walled city, but out here people just, well, they throw it away. She chuckles to herself as she eases a card into an empty expansion slot. Most deckers are early adopters. They buy whatever's newest, shell out huge amounts of bullion in hopes of riding the bleeding edge. Stupid. Why? It's an arms race. Deckers do what they have to do. They do what's easy. Throw money at the problem, amateurs. For a quarter the price of that whiz new cyberdeck. Yes, whiz. I can have 5 of last year's model. And after I finish daisy chaining them together, the machine that I've built will run circles around your store-bought wonder. Yeah, and you'll need a flatbed truck to carry it. Makes sense to me. Can you teach me how to do that? Do we look like we're hurting for space to you? She rummages in a bin to her left and pulls out a stick of solid-state memory. It disappears into the deck that she's working on. I've got a whole boat to work with, your cabin included. If I told Gobbet I needed it, you wouldn't. Be my guest, I wouldn't mind. Long pause. Huh? Well, I was joking, but if you're really okay with it, I might someday. We'll see. Can we talk about the ambush at Victoria Harbor? Yeah, let's do that one. I'd rather not. I lost friends there. Duncan and I didn't come out of the attack unscathed either. They shot Carter down, same as your friends. You didn't seem too torn up about it at the time. Was she your friend? You didn't seem that close. She returns her attention to the octopus, turning her back to you. I'd like to get to know you better. Tell me something about yourself. Something. She pauses for a moment. Okay, I don't like small talk. Does that count? Sure, it tells me that you don't want to be social. Yeah, of course. If you don't want to talk, we don't have to talk. Oh, come on. You have to give me more than that. No, I don't. Look, it's nothing personal, but I'm not interested in talking about myself. I just don't think that I'm a very interesting person. You don't like talking about things other than your computer very much, do you? Any thoughts about that last run? I gotta go, Isobel. Any thoughts about that last run? I wasn't there, remember? So for me, it was pretty much like any other night. I spent the evening tooling around on the octopus. Anything else you wanted to know? You don't like talking about things other than your computer very much, do you? There's a long pause before she responds. When she does, she sounds vaguely hurt. I prefer not to. Nothing personal, just the way that I am. There's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to know who I'm running with, don't you? You should learn to speak up. The whole strong, silent thing doesn't work for you. Yes, you're still a mystery to me. There's a long pause. I don't like mysteries, but I do enjoy solving them. She turns, gives you her full attention. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you a question, something personal. After you've given me an answer, you get to ask me something. Okay? Think of it like a game of questions. We take turns until one of us wants to quit. Deal? Deal. You go first. Ask away. She studies your face. We'll start off easy. Tell me what you really think about Duncan. I love and respect the man. He's family. He can be a pain in the butt, but he's like a brother to me. We're old friends who drifted apart, that's all. He was a means to an end back in the Barrens. Now he's just irritating. I don't have any feelings about him one way or the other. He can be a pain, but he's a brother to me. Interesting. Her eyes flit to the doorway of Gobbet's cabin. The corner of her mouth tilts upward into a slight smile. And a little familiar. Well, you've answered my question. I guess that makes it your turn. How long have you been running the Shadows with Gobbet? That's a good question. I guess about 4 years now. A decent stretch by anyone's reckoning. And that would make it my turn, she pauses, considering. So tell me, what was your connection to Raymond Black? He was like a father to me and Duncan. He got us out of the Barrens. He was a rich old man who wanted to buy the gratitude of some street kids. I accepted. He was my benefactor and mentor. I respected him. He was like a father to me. In that case, I'm sorry for your loss. Losing the ones you love is hard. Your turn. Ask me a question and I'll give you an answer. How did you and Gobbet meet? Her brow furrows. After a moment, she screws her eyes shut. We met as kids in the walled city. My prison was her playground. You okay, Isobel? Of course, I'm okay. I'm fine. She shifts her gaze to the octopus. I have a hard time remembering those days. My childhood is kind of a blur. And that brings us back to my turn. She gestures at the cabin walls around you. You enjoy it, don't you, living like this, working the shadows? Yeah, Raymond Black was wrong. This is what I was born to do. No, I left this crap behind when Raymond pulled me out of the Barrens. I want my old life back. This is survival. I do what I have to. Enjoyment doesn't come into it. She blinks. We may have more in common than I thought. Your turn again. Go ahead, ask me something. Where did you learn to deck? What? The Whampoa? I lived there for a while after escaping the walled city. People there were difficult. We didn't get along, but it was a great place to learn. My turn again. Her head tilts as she studies your face. And I think my last question for you. You're stuck here, marooned, you and Duncan both. He's obviously unhappy with the situation. He keeps going on about the things he left behind. But what about you? Is there anything that you want to get back to? Well, nothing worth mentioning. Truth be told, I'm enjoying the change of scenery. Yeah, I left something important behind my entire life. My friends, my career, everything I had and worth caring about. Well, I guess we'll go with truth be told. Nothing. There isn't anything about your old life that you miss. I don't know whether to envy you or feel sorry for you. She glances down at the clock on her desk, an antique model with physical hands that looks like it was wrenched out of a submarine. A frown spreads across her face. Crap, it's even later than I thought. I've still got a long way to go before the octopus is fixed. She begins to turn away, her attention fixed on the stack of partially disassembled cyberdecks arrayed in front of her. Hang on, Isobel, you still owe me another question. She stops in place, fidgets. That's true, go ahead. I need you to tell me what you can about the walled city. Her voice gets cold. Why? Because Raymond Black wanted to go in there, and somebody destroyed my life to keep him from doing that. Why do you think that hellhole is getting into our heads, influencing our dreams? Because I visited the place, but I know that there's more going on than what I've seen. Alright, let's see here, guys. It's pretty late. It's almost 6 in the morning. I'm actually getting a little bit tired, guys. My eyes are starting to twitch. It's fine. I'll probably drink some coffee after this, guys. Keep going. Keep trucking for all of you. Her cheeks flush, just like they did the last time. She averts her eyes. No, I'm sorry, but no. Later, maybe, but not now. You owe me an answer, Isobel. That's how this game works. Alright, Isobel. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Blinking, she turns away and buries herself into the octopus's splayed innards. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Splayed innards, indeed. Alright, guys. Well, we are pretty close to being... That was a weird blooping sound. We're pretty close to running out of time. We'll try to talk with Gobbet a little bit here, and then after that's done, we will break off the episode. Alright, Gobbet's nest is pretty much what you'd expect. Piles of clothes on the ground, an overflowing garbage bin surrounded by stacks of instant noodle packets, and towers of tinned oysters. Okay. Avant-garde. Okay. Garde. Posters haphazardly thumbtacked to the walls, overlapping in some places and peeling in others. It feels a lot like an art school dorm room. Gobbet reclines in a corner, cradling a bowl of soup in her hands. At her feet, a cast iron pot simmers away on an electric hot plate. The contents are typical Hong Kong comfort food. Chicken-style soya broth, elbow macaroni, tinned ham, and a heaping scoop of egg-flavored, mycoprotein? Sure. As you wind your way through the piles of dirty laundry, Gobbet slowly lifts her head from her bowl to acknowledge you. Hey, Seattle. She chews on the words along with a mouthful of cheap pasta. A corner of her mouth curls up into a half smile. How's tricks? They'd be a lot better if you'd stop calling me Seattle. Can't you come up with something better than that? My entire life just got erased, and the cops want me dead. I'm doing great. You? Things have been better. Things have been worse. Oh, everything's just ducky over here. My friends are dead. I'm on my boss's crap list because of it, and I can't even eat a bowl of soup in peace. She skims an oily slab of faux ham off the top of her soup and pops it into her mouth. Chewing thoughtfully, she looks back up at you with a smile. So, it's all good, Seattle. I'm happy as a clam, just like you are now. You want to tell me what you're doing in my bedroom? I'm assuming you're not here to admire the view. You'd be surprised. I'm kind of into the whole fang and rat thing. I'm just saying, dreadlocks are cool too. How did you decide on the name Gobbet, anyway? Oh, I didn't. She pops a noodle into her mouth and chews. My mom did. So Gobbet is your given name? Your mother named you after a wad of meat? She shrugs. Yeah, sure. I don't think she knew what it meant. She just thought that it sounded pretty. Really? You should get used to that, by the way. People here in Hong Kong like to stand out, and choosing unique names is one of the ways that they do it. Have you had any nightmares recently? Like, really bad ones? Her jaw stops working mid-chew. Slowly she nods. Yeah, I have. We all have. Everyone in town. Me too, and Isobel. We both had the same nightmare. Everyone, huh? That doesn't strike you as odd? Shouldn't there be, like, mass panic then? I mean, this ranks pretty high on the list of things to get freaked out about. She chuckles softly. Yeah, I think that your list is a little bit different from mine. The people of Hue have learned to put up with a lot worse than bad dreams. I'm not saying they shouldn't be freaked out. I'm just saying that when you live in a place like this, you'll usually have at least 20 other things to worry about. Tangible things, the kind that can put a bullet in your head. In my professional opinion, the dreams are coming from inside the walled city. All of the negative energy that's pent up in there, all of that pain and anger and poisonous ki, it's leaking out, and it's getting into our heads while we sleep. It's pretty freaky, more so than people here are prepared to understand. Well, if you're so sure of that, why stay in Kowloon, and why not pick up and leave? You think that it is a magical phenomenon, then? Or you've been watching too many horror movies, it's fine. Yeah, I think it is. Well, my personal opinion, the walled city is cursed. Deep down, I think everybody knows it, and we live in its shadow. That's bound to mess with your head, you know? And it is, but they're just dreams. It's not like they can hurt us, right? Who says they can't? She tries on a smile, fails, does her best to laugh it off. Don't worry, Seattle, we're fine here, but let's talk about something else, huh? I don't like thinking about the walled city very much. Too many old fears and bad feelings. Well, if you're up to talking about it, I wanted to go over the ambush back at the docks with you. Yeah, she nods slowly, frowning. Yeah, I figured you would. That was a hell of a thing, right? You could say that. I'd go a little further than that. It was a cluster F of epic proportions. You could say that. It was effing awful. Nightjar and Gutshot were two of the strongest men I've ever known. Quality Shadowrunners, both of them. I've watched those two fight through situations that would kill anyone and come out on top. And how did they go out? They get shot by a pew 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 from distance. She mimes holding a rifle and makes a show of peering down the scope. Bang, bang, dead, dead. No blaze of glory, no final speech, just extinguished. Smashed like bugs. They went quick and clean. We should all be so lucky. We would have gone the same way if you hadn't gotten us out of there. They knew the risk when they decided to run the shadows. It's an occupational hazard. She absentmindedly raises her bowl to her shoulder. A rat crawls over the slope of her back and lowers its head to lap at the broth. It was more rat than me. She's the one who grabbed me by the gut and led us to that sewer entrance. All I did was follow. I'd like to learn more about Rat. What kind of totem is she? Do you always let your rats drink out of your own bowl? Any thoughts on that last run? She slurps thoughtfully at her soup. A clever one. She's gotten me out of more trouble than I care to mention. Gotten me into a fair amount of it, too. But I can always count on her to lead me out of hot water when I need her to. I can feel it in my belly, you know? Sort of tugging sensation. I've long since learned to follow it. I wasn't aware that totems took such direct control of their shamans. Usually they don't. Me and Rat, well, we have a sort of special bond. She takes care of me, and I've always done my best to take care of her. Another pair of beady eyes blinks up at you from Gobbet's hip. A second rat scurries up to her shoulder to join the first. And to pamper her earthly children like these two, meet Madness and Folly. Hey, interesting choice of names. Are they just normal rats then? I thought they might have been spirits or something. Interesting choice of names. I like the way that they sound. Madness and Folly. It has a nice ring to it, right? She brushes her finger across the white rat's mottled coat. My girls remind me not to take myself too seriously. I wouldn't trust Folly, though. She bites. Do you always let your rats drink out of your own bowl? Sure, why not? We're all part of the same nest. Is that hygienic? It makes as much sense as anything else, I guess. Is that hygienic? Probably not, but I've never gotten sick. So, she raises an eyebrow, scoops a noodle out of the bowl, and pops it into her mouth with a satisfied smile. So how did you come across Madness and Folly? She raises an eyebrow. I looked outside. I mean, the rats. Hong Kong isn't experiencing a rodent shortage or anything. So you just picked them up off the street? Yep, think of them as rescue vermin. You could probably do the same if you wanted to. It's easy. Just walk into any alley in Kowloon after sundown and stick your hand in the first dumpster or storm drain you come across. Keep fishing around until you touch fur. That sounds like a really bad idea. Yeah, in retrospect, it might have been. She continues to brush Folly's coat. The creature chirps happily at her touch. Odds are about 50-50 that you'd get your hand chewed off. I'd probably feel bad about that. You seem pretty comfortable with all this, been running the shadows for a while. She dips her chin. A long time. Started when I was just a kid. You're still a kid now, Gobbet. What are you, 19? She rolls her shoulders, shrugs. Something like that. Your guess is as good as mine. Doesn't change the fact that I've been doing this for years, and, well, you started yesterday. Matter of fact, Seattle, I think I'm going to make a project of you. Take you under my wing, so to speak. You need a wizened mentor. Might as well be me. You aren't wizened, Gobbet. Back in Seattle, you couldn't even order a drink without a fake ID. Sure, why not? I could use advice, and I don't see Isobel volunteering for the job anytime soon. You're in? Good. Starting the next time you visit, I'm going to teach you all about being a Shadowrunner. She stifles a yawn. You're going to benefit from my bountiful experience. Wait and see. Alright, I'll be looking forward to it. Gobbet stretches, stifles a yawn. Her rats scurry from her shoulders down to her hips. She taps the simmering pot on the floor with her boot. The soup inside has reduced down into a thick, viscous gravy. Lovely. You know, Seattle, this has been a nice chat and all, but it's getting late, and I still have the rest of a hot pot to power through. So without wanting this to get awkward, she glances toward the door. I could help you with that if you want. Say no more, Gobbet. I'll get out of your hair. Aw, come on, I can help you with that if you want it. Thanks, but no thanks. Smirking, she brushes Folly's coat with the knuckles of her left hand. You can go get your own food. Now would be a good time. Alright, I get it. I'll talk to you later, Gobbet. Yeah, we'll do that. It'll be fun. Well, isn't she just a frosty wench? Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. We got to learn a little bit more about our compatriots, about our team. We got to level them up, and I think we're pretty much geared up to try to accept a mission in the next episode. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys are as well. And until the very next episode, my name's Squigs. Thanks for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.